Hey team, here's a little video to show you the advantages of running smaller batches. So we did a little practice experiment and hopefully this video will make some sense to you in showing you some befores and afters. Yeah, so about a month ago, a bunch of us watched the webinar, the Innergy webinar, what is the right batch size for my organization. It was a great webinar, learned a lot, and it showed you the advantages of smaller batches and doing room elevations, like one piece flow being a room or an elevation. So we came back and we said, hey, let's try that. Let's take a bigger order and split it into smaller batches. Diego took half of the order, 37 units or so, doing it the old way, and David took his 37 and split it into 3 work orders. So we wanted to run those three through and see what happens when we do smaller batches. So hopefully this video will show you the advantages of that. Okay, so here are some videos of big batches. Now, when we start at the CNC, we did time studies and it showed that running those 37 cabinets would probably take us about 2.5 days to complete. Then we would move those carts or move the pile to the edge banding machines, where they would take another about 2.5 days according to our time studies. So now we're 5 days into it before we turn it over to the final packers who would wrap it up. So here's all the carts showing what it would look like, a big batch like that. Cart number 2, carts 3 and 4 done edge banding to be assembled. 5, 6, and got to sort through all the doweling to get that done. Parts everywhere, hundreds and hundreds of parts. And then 7 over at the small edge bander, and 8 is done. 9 is done. So now we move the pile over to assembly. We're ready to assemble the cabinets. We're on day 6 and 7, I would say 6 and 7 to get this done. And the only problem is we didn't have the drawers, so that wasn't a perfect release. The drawers aren't here. Day 7 and 8 would be to wrap up the units, and best case scenario, we would deliver on day 9. We really feel that with smaller batches of 1/3 of that size or so, we could turn an order and feed the customer an order every 5 days or so. Okay, now this part of the video is going to be some before shots of what the shop looked like before we started running these smaller batches through. I'm going to count some carts for you. There's cart 1 up front to the left. Now these are staged after the CNC before the edge banner. There's 2, 3, and 4. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. You can see back here now between the Morbidelli and the edge banner, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Then you come down assembly, what we call assembly row. We got 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. Got some more parts back there. Won't count that. Those are the toe kicks. I won't count those. 20. Coming back to the smaller edge bander, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25-ish. 25 carts of some quantity of parts. Now we'll walk up towards the front here where we'll wrap stuff up. 25. You got 26 right there. 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, and 33. So our peak was 37 on 614. Now I want to contrast that to today. Today is 7.7, and show you what it looks like today, running these smaller batches through, reducing the amount of carts. Look at that, no staging needed between the CNCs and the edge banders. Pretty much stuff's on the move. Small batches, CNC it, move it right to the edge bander, edge band it, move it to assembly, move it to finish. That's what we're gonna look like someday, but that shows you what the smaller batches can do for us. Look at how much less space is taken, how much cleaner it can look, less confusion, safer, more quality. We're not moving parts and banging parts against other carts. I forgot to count here along the way, but my final count here today is at 10 o'clock is 17 carts in process, and that's it. So our small batches is starting to pay off here like a month later. Now you can see it's starting to work, and not saying we have it dialed in by any stretch, but it does give us a vision of the future, what we can do as far as starting jobs with a perfect release and finishing them up. The key is start it and finish it and ship it, and it's not in the way. So that's it. Hopefully this makes a little sense to everyone, and good job to all those helping in the practice.